1 जनवरी 2021 भगवती हाइट्स खार।
खबर मुंबई से जहां
19-year-old
Jhanvi Kukreja
injuries all over her body during a New Year party on 31st December.
And a few hours later, she is beaten to death.
I have not got a closure on that as yet.
What did the doctor say?
No, the doctor said she had 48 injuries. Her head was banged on the railing. There are blood stains over there. We have forensic reports. Her skull was absolutely into two pieces. Absolutely into two pieces. Kids are thinking, oh, मेरे बाप के पास पैसा है. I'm rich, I have powers, they get away. The girls have been taught, don't go out at night, don't wear short clothes, don't do this. Why aren't the boys being taught? What we need to work here in India, you know, a victim is always a victim. And I don't know why they have sympathy for the accused. Government, the ministers, our Prime Minister has to look into the judiciary system because it's weak. Crime is happening every day. The family, what they go through, have they ever seen that? छोड़ देंगे तो फिर ये बढ़ते जाएगा. You know, I wanted to put that message to other people. Whoever go through whatever crime, don't give up. And I would just close my eyes and I would say, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to fight, I'm going to fight, and I'm going to fight.
It's hard to say, but I am a victim of sexual abuse from the uncle and the houseboy.
मैं क्यों ऐसा पैदा हूँ?
मैंने suicide कर लिया.
I was alone with the guy in apartment. He entered.
I've been raped.
Welcome to Unfiltered. The stories we were told not to tell.
Seeing this particular lady, every night she would come to my window and call me. I was diagnosed with the most shocking news of my life, that was the breast cancer.
We are going to talk about emotional abandonment, identity, escape, relationships, and what really means to come back to yourself.
The girls have been taught, don't go out at night, don't wear short clothes, don't do this. Why aren't the boys being taught?
You're working, you're taking care of the kids, you have to be a great wife, you have to be great and successful, sexy woman.
You're not just together holding each other sexually.
We, as women, biologically wired to protect, to nourish, to nurture. We are meant to give life.
Cancer didn't shake you. You shook cancer.
ऊपर वाला जैसा किया वैसे उसमें मैं बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हूँ.
I think that respect for myself would have also brought me higher self-esteem.
आज मैंने अपने ऊपर 8 महीने इन्वेस्ट किए हैं और मैं आपके साथ यहाँ पे बैठी हूँ. तो सोचो मैंने 8 साल अपने ऊपर इन्वेस्ट किए होते तो मैं कहाँ बैठी होती.
Thank you so much, Nidhi, for joining us today.
Welcome.
So, Nidhi, I usually like to start with, just getting to know a little bit about yourself. So, where are you from?
I'm here from Mumbai itself.
Okay.
Born, brought up in Mumbai.
Okay.
Sindhi.
You're Sindhi.
Yeah, we are born, brought up in Khar.
Okay.
So Khar is basically hub of Sindhis. You know, you'll find most of the Sindhis in Khar
Okay.
area. Yeah,
community
it's a big community here. Yeah, you'll find them actually all over.
Okay.
But we were born and brought up in Khar. My schooling was there only.
Okay. And how many brothers and sisters were you?
No, I'm the only child.
You're the only child?
Yeah,
Okay.
the only child. Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
And what did you study?
I was in school in Pettit, and then I did my graduation from here only.
Okay. What's any particular thing, or was it business?
No, normal graduation.
Normal
Like how
graduation.
we now
Okay.
with children, it's become very competitive
It's
doing this.
Different, yes.
We just had arts, commerce, science.
Okay.
So after schooling, you go to college. Depends on your percentage. Then you do your arts, science, commerce, whatever you want to take, and after that, get married.
Get married, right? Yeah.
Yes.
When did you get married?
I got
How old
married
were
when
you?
I was 20.
20.
Yes.
That's young.
Yeah, that's young.
Yeah. How did you meet your husband?
It was through families, and
Okay.
those days we didn't have much of a say to, those. I mean, I've been married now almost 28, 29 years.
Yeah.
So, those days were different.
Yeah. You meet, you see each
Yeah.
other and you get married.
Yeah, you get married,
Yeah.
Parents decide,
Parents decide.
yeah, whom you want. They see the families, of course.
Okay.
They see the family, the background, and
Okay.
horoscopes,
Oh, even
matching
CPA.
horoscopes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. And what about
today's generation is different.
they don't look at horoscope
They don't
anymore?
look at horoscope.
So in your culture, in CD culture, I know it might be very similar to all other Indian or Indian parts of different culture in India, let's say. But what about dowry? Is it usually the girl side it comes, or is it half and
Yeah,
half?
it's normally from the girls' side. It's been a custom with a lot of not only Sindhis, but I think Gujaratis and
Yeah.
Maharashtrians. Everybody. Though now people don't demand so much, but it's like a blessing. The day. I mean, in Indian culture, the day the girl child is born, the mother starts saving from there. Even though I don't know whom my child will get married to or whom I will get married to, but it's a general this that the day you're born, they start saving. They start buying that gold, little till she gets married.
Is that still the
Because
case today?
yeah, I think I still do that. I mean, when my kids were born, even I mean those days when we used to get these small gifts as gold, those were blessings. And those were taken as good luck, giving gold earrings. It's like Lakshmi in India. In India, we're emotionally associated with gold. There's always an emotional and sentimental value, because I still remember when I turned 18, the chain and the ring my dad gave me when I was 18, I gave it to my daughter when she was 18. So, we really don't, we keep it as a memory. Plus, uh, like he said, gold is like Lakshmi, so it keeps on growing.
Yeah.
So the value of that, even monetary wise, has gone very high.
Yeah.
But nothing can match the emotional value and the blessings my father got me when, for him, me turning 18 was,
A big.
yeah.
It's very. And I
Today kids will be like, no, mom, I need a phone. I need a gadget. You better get me an iPad. I don't want a gold chain. So things emotionally and connect wise has changed.
Fair enough. And I know also the gold price, as you mentioned, has gone really high up
Really
now.
exorbitant.
But people still buy it in
Yes.
India.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
India has a very, we connect with gold on an emotional this. Like, because see, we start basic also when you get married. The basic you give your wife is a Mangalsutra.
Which is gold.
Yeah, that is the sign. If I'm wearing a Mangalsutra, that's a sign of my husband's love for me.
Yeah.
The mother-in-law will give you basic. She'll give you his gold bangles. So these things we cannot avoid. At least a Mangalsutra you cannot avoid. Every family who will get married needs that. Maybe it's a small thing, big thing. So every ritual that we do, everything, I mean every thing that we do, I think it's there's an emotional connect to it.
Very interesting. And so you got married at the age of 20.
20, yeah.
And how is your marriage?
My marriage is very nice.
Yeah?
Touch wood, yes.
Are you happy?
Best, yeah, I'm very happy. Yes,
Yeah.
there's no complaints.
Yeah.
Very happy with my family and husband, and my childhood has also been very good. Come from a good family. There's been never a problem. My parents have brought me up very well. Plus, there's one thing they've taught me is always be connected to your roots. However rich you are, how much ever money you have, whatever you have the car, driver, everything, but
Connect to the roots.
connect to the roots. We come from here, we go down here. So
Very nice.
that is very important. That's the thing that makes us grow. That's the thing that when we get married, we adjust to the families.
Actually, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Adjusting to the family. So how was that for you? I mean, you got
Yes, I
married
was
age
pretty
recently,
young.
yeah?
Yeah. I had my ups and downs, but like I said, the upbringing of the parents play a lot of role in it, and
Yeah.
how.
Yeah. And did you work after marriage?
No.
So you were a housewife?
Yeah, I was a housewife with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
How?
started working much later when my kids grew up a bit and they were independent. So that's how then I started working.
Okay. And when did you have your first child?
I was 24.
That's very young.
Yeah, it's I was
Still, you
25.
managed 4 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Yeah, I had
pretty
some,
good.
I had some issues, but 24 is when my girl was born.
Okay. So you have girls today?
Today, yeah, I
Yeah?
have, none.
Okay, let's talk about your girls. So what's the first daughter's name?
My
Second-
first daughter, her name is Jhanvi. She was my firstborn. She was like an apple of her eye, and she got a lot of joy to our family. And very, very, I mean, I would say she's a very nice girl. Never troubled us, very independent, and she was very good in studies. And she wanted to do a lot in life, and she was very socially active also. She was a road tractor. She joined Rotary when she was already in her
Rotary.
first year of
Yes.
college. Yeah, she said, "Mom, I want to." I was like, "No, study." So she's like, "No, no, it's a part of my." She used to go for these blood donation camps, and she's got awards also for getting the highest blood donors, and socially very active. She loved animals. She used to put them for adoption. And I would say more than her heart, she had a very beautiful soul. She had a very beautiful soul. Yeah, she was. I mean, I have no complaints. I would never say she's a very well brought up child.
Yeah.
Academically wise, also she was very good in school, and she was a 90 plus student. Plus, she was focused what she wanted to do. She was learning psychology, so she could understand even with her friends. She could understand what they're going through. There were times when I used to tell her, like, don't talk to this one. Don't, mom, you don't know. I know what, because she was studying psychology, so she knew.
Empathy,
Yeah,
she had a lot
yeah,
of empathy.
yeah. She used to like, she's like, if I can help someone get through what they're going through. She never judged people. She never judged people. Yeah.
So you're talking about her in past tense.
Yes.
Why?
I'm talking about. I mean, because see, I mean, till now, I still feel she's within me. I still feel she's within me, and I'm talking about in past tense because she's not with us anymore. She passed away when she was 19, but there's someone who told me, don't, she's not gone, she's within you. She's within you. There's one person who told me that, don't, she's not gone, she's within you. Don't let her die. You have to keep her alive because she's a very lively child. So, like, you have to keep her alive in you. So, I rotated my life in a way I did things she used to like. I started doing things she wanted to do.
Give me an example.
Keeping her, like, she used to love a lot of animals, and I was very anti-pet. I hate. I could not take. She was the first one. She got our. We have a dog called Leila. She was only 28 days old when she got her home, and she was like, and I was like, either she stays or me. And she's like, okay, door is open, you can go. And somehow my love for animals, I used to not. I was not very pet friendly, but since Leila came in our life, and slowly, slowly, I started developing more love for the pet. And then after she passed away, I hated cats. Today, I feed 22 cats in my locality.
Okay.
They become, I rescue them, I get them home. I don't know, somehow that connection and that love developed in the animals. And then there are things I do what she used to do, which don't want to mention it, but this is what I do, She always taught me helping people, even if they don't see, we always, for us here, it's always help the poor.
It's not just the poor.
Yeah, it's not the poor.
Yeah,
There are times when middle class people and even they need, but they
Even
cannot
rich
ask.
people,
Even rich people,
it's
but
harder
yeah,
for them.
and everything is not monetary. Maybe if I want to help you, it could not be monetary. Maybe you need to spend time with me. Maybe you don't need my money, but you need me. I don't understand
Yes.
that. Yeah,
Yes, and
but
that's why we have this to give
that
a
connect.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suppose a friend is just calling me up and yeah, how are you? And she just called me. She wants to talk to me, but she's hesitant. Yeah, she's like, yeah, how are you? I have to understand that she needs me at this time. So being with her, like, even when people go to NGOs, and I've seen, because I've visited myself, they give them food. They need time.
It's
I
not
feel
just
some
the
of the
food.
children they
Yes.
need love, they need time.
Ah.
Some of the senior citizens, yeah, somebody's birthday is there, somebody's giving cake, somebody's, you know, arranging some dinner or lunch for them. But I feel more than that, they need time.
Yeah.
That's what I've realized. So, there are few friends I'm there. I understand. I'm always there for them. That's what she told me. And that's how she, she was so much into her friends. And she used to always understand, like, even this party, she didn't want to go. She had her exam. She didn't want to go. But, just because of her friends, because of her childhood friend, she went. But
So this is
it's
where
just my,
an
yeah,
accident happened to her.
that this is
According.
where this happened. And she lost her life just, by being there for a friend, but the friend was not there for her when she needed her.
Yeah. Could you tell us exactly what happened?
I mean,
As far as as much as you know, obviously.
yeah, as much as I know, because see, we were home. It was her dad's birthday, and
When was this?
this was on 31st December.
Which year?
So this was in 2020.
2020.
Yeah, 31st
Okay.
December 2020. Intervening night. I mean, 1st Jan 21. So, I mean, she was home. A few friends of hers had organized some party at a terrace of their building. So it was a residential building
Okay. Here in Mumbai.
in Mumbai, in Khar only. So she had decided to go there. All the friends had contributed, and they just decided to go for the party. So she went there earlier. She got bored. She came back because she was more of a family person. We were having a small get together since it was COVID. So we were not very happy to go out. We wanted to sit at home. And her childhood friend, whom she went with, Dia Padalkar, she was also having a small party at home. So the kids were in and out of each other's houses. Then she came home about quarter to 12. She cut her dad's cake, birthday cake, and then they were forcing auntie, we'll just go and come. Since where the party was being held, that was also their friend's house.
Okay.
So common friends. We knew everybody came to our house during festivals.
So you know
So
all
we,
of these kids, basically.
yeah, I mean, we never sent her in unknown
Okay.
places, and we knew all these kids have been coming to our house during festivals, Holi, Ganpati. So we knew where she was going.
Okay.
So she said, "Mom, I'll come back soon." So these kids were like, first we were not very happy that we told her, don't go, it's okay. I mean, so her friend was forcing her, like, come, because I think she wanted to go. And she could not go. Her parents would not allow her if she was not. They trusted my daughter.
Oh, so it was like.
Yeah, so she wanted to go just because she wanted to go. She pushed my daughter to coming with her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when they went there, what happened? We still don't, they didn't even give her time. They didn't even give her time to, change her shoes. And so I just removed my sandals and I gave her. I said, okay, wear this. And, what was the hurry? Even I didn't know, because they went, all three of them just went from there. Suddenly at around quarter to 2, her dad called her up, but she did not pick up the phone. But we were not worried because since she was in a residential area and somebody's out, see, if I'm coming to your house and my mother knows that I am with you, so I'm not worried because I am in your house and I know you. So maybe she was like, I was thinking kids were talking or the phone must be somewhere. Suddenly we get a call from her friend's father, our neighbors, that there's an accident, and my husband gets a call at 5:20 that there's an accident. Come to the Khar police station. So my husband asked, what happened? So he said, Dia's in Hinduja hospital and Jhanvi is in Baba hospital. So he said, why two different hospitals?
So
So-
the other girl also was injured somehow.
Yeah, she was injured. So then my husband went to the hospital where he was, the news was shared to him and he absolutely collapsed. And I got a call and I just rushed and it was unbelievable. It was, and all the parents were there, all the parents except us. We were the last ones to know, and all the other parents have reached there before us. Everybody's reached there, and we are the last persons to reach. Why did the parents not find it responsible to call us first? I mean, there were 3 to 4 girls from the same building who were at the party. I mean, the parents have gone from the building. They have not informed me. The kids who have been born and brought up in my house, who've been living in my house in and out, when they've been late, at home, they've come to my house. Auntie, if I go up late, my mother will shout or my granny will shout. So I'm like, okay, what did I do first thing? Was call the mother or message the mother. Your daughter is sleeping in my house. Why didn't they do that? That lady has left from my house, from my vicinity, but she's not bothered to tell me, come, there's something happened. Why? What was the fear about? If you have not done anything wrong, what was the fear about?
Why were they called? Why did they go to the hospital?
Because they came to know, no?
so
They came to, so
but
they,
it had nothing to do with their kids.
it had to do with the kids. That's why they were in the police station and they were called. My immediate neighbor was rushed to the hospital. So hey, if I show you the photographs on my phone, our houses are like this.
Okay.
So there is no way that they can, not pass my house. So when they got a call, and I've seen, I went through a long battle of fighting for justice in the court when I was shown CCTV cameras, and I have seen everything. They have gone out of the house at 2:45. They are in the hospital at 2:45.
You only
What
got a
stopped
call
them?
at 5 o'clock.
5:20. What stopped them from ringing my bell? You have passed my house, right? Both the kids have gone together. It's not that the kids have gone separate. When they have got, what is your moral responsibility to ring my bell? And why didn't you take me with you? We have been living as neighbors since
So they're
more
childhood
than
friends.
17 to, the childhood
And
friends,
neighbors.
more than 17 to 18 years. And immediate neighbors. We've been staying with each other since the kids are brought up in my house. I mean, in other situations also, when they've had an emergency, they never hesitate ringing my bell. They've rang my bell at 3, 4 in the morning, knowing I'm a working mother, knowing I have a mother staying with me, I have an old mother staying with me, and knowing my kids are small, they've never hesitated ringing my bell for mere ice when they've parties in the house for something or the other. And such a big incident happened, and they did not ring my bell.
Do you know today why?
No, I still haven't got a closure. I didn't have got a closure. The best, see, I will tell you, it is very common sense. It's human nature. I mean, when my daughter passed away, none of them came even, they never came to us.
No.
They didn't come for the funeral. The kids
No.
have, yes, the kids have been brought up together. None of them came to the why. My question still here is why and what stopped you? If you are not wrong, why do you fear? I never feared.
I can't believe
Fi-
this.
Yes, it is the fact. It is the fact. 5 years, I never feared because I was truthful. I know my daughter. They never came. Somebody, the child who I fed with my own hands, she never came and said, Auntie, I'm with you. I'm not involved in this.
She's never come to you.
No, she's never come to me. In fact, in the courts, her attitude was so different. I mean, she used to look at me, she used to mock at me. I mean, I'm not here for revenge. None of the parents could understand. I'm not here for revenge. I'm here
just
for the
need to know the truth.
youth.
Yeah.
And if y'all were right, why didn't you come? Why didn't you come in front? Why didn't you pay that last respect to my daughter? Coming for a funeral, y'all were so scared. None of them came. None of them came to me also. Ki, Auntie, we'll help you out
I don't
to
believe
find the
people
truth.
can do this.
Yes, that's what. And all the families are known to us. They all shied away from us. Why? When you have not done anything, why do you fear? Why do you fear? And I am very angry with Dia's parents because they have been very irresponsible. Very irresponsible.
Yeah, of
Today,
course.
if timely help, if they would have in time helped my daughter out, maybe she would have been alive today. The fear of saving, and you have to see the audacity of the father. After this case was done, he comes out, as if he's won something. This is not about winning and losing. I've been a loser all my life, and I'm still a loser because my child's not going to come back. She's not going to come back. He puts in a newspaper. I'll send you the cutting. He puts in a newspaper. Oh, I didn't know about the incident. I mean, when you talk some sense. He writes, I didn't know about I didn't know what happened to Jhanvi. And if I knew, I would have saved her. I mean, how can you put such a statement? You didn't come for a funeral. You didn't have the audacity to inform me. You have passed my house. You have not rang my bell. You have not told us what happened. How are you saying? You have taken your daughter to Hinduja hospital. She was not serious. She had an injury. That injury showed her presence in the scuffle or the fight they had. Her head was not injured. Who needed medical help first was Jhanvi.
So they had a fight. There was a fight.
Yeah, there was a scuffle between three of them. There was Diya Padalkar, the guy who's given lifetime imprisonment, Shri Jugdankar, and
Okay.
he's been given lifetime imprisonment, and Jhanvi.
So
Now, what
happened?
conspired the
Fight, yeah.
fight?
You don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So if I'm saying, so if you are talking so much, why didn't you get your child to me? Is it in moral responsibility of the parents to take the child and say, go to auntie and help her out? We are families. We are families. We have grown up together. Isn't your responsibility to help her out? No.
So the boy had a fight with these two girls.
Yes. I mean,
Stupid
all
reason.
three of them had a scuffle for what, or these two had something. I have not got a closure on that as yet.
What did the doctor say?
No, the doctor said she had 48 injuries.
48 injuries.
40 injuries. The forensic shows, the medical report shows there was a 48 injuries. So it was not, it was a serious fight. She had 48 injuries. One person can't injure her. There have to be two people.
What kind
There
of
were
injuries did she
there
have?
were head injuries. Her hair, full hair, clutches were on the floor. I mean, however I pull your hair, however you pull my hair, the clutches will not come out. So imagine the force of the scuffle. Her head was banged on the railing. There are blood stains over there. We have forensic reports. Her skull was absolutely into two pieces. There was injuries all over her body. How can you? And how come she didn't call?
What kind of fight can you have
Exactly.
to go
That's
through
what,
this
even
level?
hooligans on the road don't do that.
No, of
they
course
don't
not.
do that. They
You
don't
have
do
to be
that.
drugged to do this. Even then.
And you're in a residential building. You're not in some resort or you're not in some
Yeah.
hotel.
No, of course.
Why did
yeah.
no? If Diya was innocent, why did she not ring anybody's bell? Why did she not alarm people? That help my friend. It is very. See, it's a very. What I'm talking is not from a mother's point of view. I'm talking as a common man.
You're
Ki
very
even
practical. I can
yeah,
see
yeah.
that.
I'm
Yes.
life has taught me I was not like that, but with time, I'm talking as a common person today. Even
Who
if
has
you,
common sense?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Understood.
But sometimes educated people, they behave, I don't know why they send their children abroad to study and put them in international school, pay so much of fees when you can't teach them basic etiquettes and manners, basic things that, if your friend
Agreed.
is here, what is the point of sending them to such big schools and showing up, oh, my daughter goes to this kind of school, or I'm sending her abroad, when you don't teach basic things. Like I said, when we started this, I said my parents have always taught me, however rich you are, however educated, be connected to your roots. See, today, you, me, and if there's a third person, three of us go, we have a fight or whatever, we have some argument or whatever. Today, if you and me fight, okay, we're fighting. What will the third person say? Don't, itna क्यों लड़ता है तुम? इतना मत करो, तुमको लग जाएगा. Stop it. Don't fight so much. She'll get hurt. Don't hit her so much. Why was not that done by both of them? Either of them allowed my daughter to have 48 injuries on the body.
Yeah.
They allowed either of them. Why did the girl not stop? Why did the girl could not run? When she's come down, she's gone in the house of the guy, Yash Ahuja's, whose house the party was. She's gone and slept over there. She's not spoken about Jhanvi. When we saw on the CCTV also, when she's gone, if I tell you that, something has happened to Jhanvi and she's lying there in a pool of blood, at least I looked there. She didn't even look there. She just walked as if nothing happened. At least you look there. Even on the road, when we see an accident, we just pop out like that to see what happened.
So did
She
you
didn't
see
even
the
look.
CCTV?
Yes, I have seen
Of
the entire CCTV
of
of
the event itself.
of the lobby of Bhagwati Heights, of the hospitals where these two went uh, to cure themselves. I've seen everything. That's
they
how I came up to the conclusion. That's how I'm talking today, because you reach the hospitals, you don't ask about your friend.
They sent the friend to another hospital. These two went to a different hospital.
No, my daughter was there only. Nobody helped her. There was another resident lady who was coming down with a dog. So the dog started barking. You know how animals get that sixth sense, something is wrong. That's how when she saw my daughter lying in a pool of blood.
Where was
And
that? Outside of the house or
out
inside?
in the lobby of Bhagwati Heights, the
So
building
it's
where
like an apartment building.
yes, an
and
apartment building. Yes, yes.
so they didn't even let her stay in the house. Like
The
they
boy passed out. The boy moved out at 2 o'clock with an
Okay.
injured body. The shirt was
stained.
stained and torn, and he walked out. And he's walked from the stairs, not from the lift where the body was. So he's walked from the. So he could not alarm people. If he has not done anything, he could not tell people, help her out. He just walked up. He went to Sion Hospital to get himself. The girl went on the second floor. She quietly went to sleep, because in the forensic reports, Jhanvi's blood has been seen on the bed sheets. How was she the carrier of Jhanvi's blood if she's not done anything? The blood was on the switches where she of the washroom where she switched on the light. She washed her hands, and how did she get the lip injury? Is there any explanation to that? She's given 3 different reasons in the police report. How was that possible? And why she could not help her friend? Why she could not come down and tell them that something has happened? Why there was no reaction? Why she could not come to me? Why did the parents did not come to the funeral, when the parents never hesitated in coming to a house for anything? When they went for holidays, they left the children with us. My daughter used to teach the younger son during COVID and all, when there were no teachers. She was academically very good. They didn't even keep that guru shishya respect. My daughter used to teach the boy maths. They didn't keep that respect. They could not give that respect to my child. And the father puts in an interview that I didn't know about it. So if the father is like that, I mean, even if I take it in another way, when he says, I didn't know about it, or what a careless father are you that you didn't know about it? That shows your carelessness, how careless you are that you're taking your daughter to Hinduja hospital and you didn't ask about my daughter. I would take it in that way. How careless are you? There you're showing your character. What kind of a person are you?
Yeah.
So what morals are you going to put in your child?
There's something iffy about this, right? They're hiding something.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. They don't realize our lives have stopped. Our lives have complete. When we were in the court and these years, I haven't missed one hearing. I used to be every day in the court. My career went on stake. I could not concentrate on my work.
Of course.
It's not easy, though I show out. I've stopped crying in public because I've seen that whenever I used to cry, everybody's not for sympathy. And I don't need sympathy. Everybody is not. Yeah, I don't need sympathy. I don't need sympathy. I don't
You
need.
need justice.
Yeah, I don't need sympathy.
Yeah.
So I learned that art of controlling myself not to cry in public. There's not a night I haven't cried and I haven't remembered her. I see a picture. I look at her and I'm like, why did this happen? I fight with God. My faith in God has not gone, but I fight with him at times, and I'm like, why? Why did that girl deserve something
So
like
painful
so
also.
and by her childhood friends?
Yeah.
By her childhood friends, they don't understand. I'm not here for revenge. I'm here for what? Because that is what I have taught my children. Always fight for the right. If something injustice is done for you, don't shy away. Fight. It's not been easy. 5 years going to the court, sitting there for hours and hours. At times, I just go there and I get a next date. Even when they used to put exemptions that they want to go on because all her passport and everything was with the police and the
This is we're
court.
talking about Dia's situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because that guy was in jail custody, she got bail after 7 months.
So okay, before you go there, explain to me a little bit. Before I want to understand how was the process to even put that guy
Shri Jogdanka.
Shri Jogdangar. So how come he went to jail and not
No,
her?
both of them were arrested.
Both of them were
Yeah,
arrested.
both of them from day one. Both of them were arrested. But and then when the case was on,
Yeah.
they both were in jail. Even she was in jail. She's been there in jail for about 7 months. Dia was in jail for 7 months. And then they applied for bail. His bail was rejected even in the High Court. But she got bail in the 7th month. Yeah, she got bail.
What was the reason? So what is it that you
See,
understand from their
Here,
perspective?
no, our system, our judiciary system is a little bit. I don't know why. I mean, with my experience, I would say that because she was a girl, they had a little sympathy on that those points are counted, her age is counted, and I would still say our system here, our judiciary system is very weak. What we need to work here in India, a victim is always a victim, and I don't know why they have sympathy for the accused. And I have always been, in my interviews and everything, I've always been saying the government, the ministers, our prime minister has to look into the judiciary system because it's weak. Crime is happening every day. Kids are thinking, oh, mere baap ke paas paisa hai. I'm rich. I have powers. They get away. But what about the family which have lost the child? The family, what they go through, have they ever seen that? You have killed a person. You have not killed the person. You have killed the family. You have killed their dreams. Today, me being a working mother, I had dreams. I have not. I would not say. I wanted to give my daughter everything. So now there, I've given up on my dreams so that she could live her dreams. I've compromised on my life. My husband has compromised on his life so that we could give her a good future. She could, do well in, so they have cut the father's dream, the mother's dream, the sister's dream. She had a younger sister whom, she was more like a mother to her because I'm a working mother. So, Their bond was so strong. I mean, they cut down all our dreams. We could have, they have been on holidays. They ask, the court, we need permission. The court gives them. We haven't been on holidays. We don't go out. We cannot. Life has stopped for us. And when you are fighting for your daughter in court, and so what about me? Will I not fight for my daughter? Will I not? I mean, you are fighting when even when you know your daughter is wrong.
No. Let's say Dia was, I don't know, after the incident comes to you, they attend the funeral, they tell you what happened. Would you have believed her, and would you have forgiven her at that time versus
I cannot say that I would believe her or no, but if she would have come, she would have told me that maybe I would be standing by her.
Yeah.
Maybe I would. The things that they have proved themselves guilty
by not
by the
showing,
by the
doing this?
actions. They show they have themselves. I have not said anything. They themselves have proved they're wrong by shying away, going away. I mean, the day this incident happened, they left the house. They don't stay
I
there
was just
anymore.
going to ask you that, are they still your neighbor?
No, they left the house day one. Day one, they left the house. If you are not wrong, why did you leave?
Yeah.
Because inside you cannot face me. Because the things I have done for you, I would not like to mention it, but the things I've done for them.
But-
I mean, inside you know what our family has done for you.
But I cannot believe that they would leave without remorse. That's not
Yes.
possible.
It is. I mean, it is possible in this case. I've seen it. I've seen it with my eyes. I've seen them. I could not believe it myself. The children who used to freely come in my house without any hesitation, sit in my house, sleep on our beds, eat, pick up the dabbas, and just eat without permission. And they knew, because they knew that they were so free. This was their house.
Oh, correct.
Suddenly, they stopped. Suddenly, they could not face me. See, I cannot face you if I'm wrong. If I'm not wrong, I will come and face you. I will talk to you. See, I have not done anything. I will tell you what happened. I will do that. Why didn't they do that? Why didn't the parents do that? Why did the parents shy away? They blocked my numbers. They everything. Why did they block the numbers? Why did they remove me from social media? I did not remove them. I did not remove them from social media. They removed me from social media. Why?
So let me ask you this, because I'm not very much so aware of the Indian court system, right? So they went to jail for 7 months.
She went for 7 months. She was there in jail from the beginning, the boy.
Okay. And then at that point, there were some cases going on in the court.
Yes,
So there was back
there's
and
a
forth.
procedure,
There's
yeah.
a procedure. Okay. During all that time, you didn't find out anything about what happened. They didn't share any story, because they must have had back and forth lawyers saying this happened, and then
See, the lawyers aren't defense lawyers, so they're going to
because
defend
I
them.
do them.
So the real
Yeah.
picture
But
will
being
never come.
so you got no gist, no nothing.
No, nothing.
So how can you?
See, here in our country, the thing is, the crime has happened. We have evidences, we have proofs, the girl is no more. But here we have to prove. The victims have to prove that the crime has happened. It should not be like that. I'm talking about every person who goes through such situations. Why do I have to prove? Everything is there. My daughter has passed away. She's not here. There are 48 injuries on her body. Nothing can justify murder. Whatever fight they had, whatever, nothing, no reasons can justify murder.
What injuries did he have?
He had back injuries.
Back injuries.
Yeah, he had
So
neck
she fought?
injuries. Yeah, must have. 3 of them must have. Because I still don't know the truth. And nobody's even come up. Even after all this, at least if she was not guilty, she could have come up to me and said, Auntie, I want to talk to you. She did not. Even in court, she was not. She was celebrating as if she's won some match or some, doesn't understand the emotions of a mother. Doesn't understand I have lost a friend whom I grew up with.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. So when you say she won, What was it? So she's out of jail now.
No, she's on benefit of doubt right now.
Okay.
She's acquitted, but we have filed in High Court for
Okay.
her thing to get she to be punished and
Okay.
get convicted.
And
So my lawyers have filed an application in the High Court for her to be convicted.
so that's an appeal to the court.
That's an appeal. Yeah, we've just filed it.
Okay. And what about the boy? How long is he in jail for?
He's in life imprisonment inside, so he's there for life. Unless until he goes ahead or goes to the High Court, I have no clue on that. But he's been given life imprisonment.
Is that a fair punishment for him?
I ideally wanted a death sentence for him. It should be death to death, but I think our Indian laws have are giving death sentence only in rarest of rarest cases. Death sentence is not being given, but I feel life imprisonment is also good enough because he's going to suffer for life. Because this is death, living death every day.
How old was he?
He was 22 that time. Now he would be 27.
He was 22.
22 that time.
He wasn't young then.
Yeah, he wasn't young. That's what I said. No reason, nothing can justify murder. It was not an accident. It was not like, it just happened. She had 48 injuries.
Was there
So how
anything
did-
sexual in all of this? Do you know?
No.
Nothing.
No.
So this is just a simple fight
Three
that
friendship.
happened.
Yeah, just friendship. There was no, a lot of other media was trying to put this as a girlfriend, boyfriend, three
No, not
triangle. There
even.
was nothing like that.
I
Yeah, there
wasn't
was
even
nothing like
thinking
that.
that way, but I was more thinking like, what if he tried to rape her or something in
No,
that
no,
sense?
no, nothing. No sexual. This was there in this. There was just a scuffle between three friends. What led to the scuffle? What led to 48 injuries is my.
As a human, as a mother, you need closure. You need to know.
100%. I need to know what happened to my
Yeah.
child. Yeah,
So you
I
can
need to.
sleep
Yeah,
peacefully at least, right?
I need to know what happened. I still don't know, and I still don't understand that even if you fought so much, why did you hit my child so much? Why did you touch her so much? Who gave you that right?
Did
Who
you
gave
ever-
you the right to, put so many injuries on my? If you are so aggressive and you have to go do it in your house, do it to your mother, do it to your sister. Why do it to somebody else's child?
Yeah.
Why the parents have not, we always hear it is always, the girls have been taught, don't go out at night, don't wear short clothes, don't do this. Why aren't the boys being taught? Don't go out, don't go out till late, because if you go out, another girl is in danger. Why like that? He can go out till 2 o'clock and he can do whatever he wants to. Girl is, blamed. Oh, she went out at 12, so she shouldn't have gone out. No, put your boys at home, no? If you can't teach your boys, put them at home. Why don't you teach them respect the women? When you go out, be be protective about the women you're going out with. It's a very basic thing that if three of them went together, why one day, when we also go out, I also go out with my friends, and even if we have male friends in the group, they make sure the girls have reached home safely. Why did the boy not think that I should drop? I've got two girls with me. The two girls have to reach home, then I can go home. Why was that basic sense not in him?
Let alone that. Forget dropping. Like, look at what he did. What about his parents?
Nothing.
No communications with you at
No,
all?
not
Nothing.
at all. Not at all. See, we didn't know them very well, the way
Mm.
we knew the girls' parents. But what I find it amused at how the parents support, how
That's
the
what I don't
parents
understand.
support. Your son is wrong. Your son has
Yeah,
done wrong.
yeah.
He's come out, and you have to teach when we talk about girls, we have to teach our boys that when you go out, you cannot look at women like that. Even if you
Yeah.
drink, you should be in control.
Yeah.
You should not. Why these things are not being taught to the boys? Why is it only the girls? Who is given the right to the boys to just look at any girl? Why don't they look? Why don't they look at their mothers and sisters like that at home? Even if they're drunk, even if I'm just talking, even if they're drunk, they don't go home and do these things with their mothers and sisters.
No.
No. Why? That sense they have. That sense they have that, I cannot do this. They will, the rape cases happening here. Why don't they do it at home? Because that sense they have, but otherwise they don't have sense. They're drunk and X, Y, Z reasons are given. I find it very astonishing.
It's called double
And
standard.
yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I really don't understand some men here how they even, if I'm talking a little out of context, that even when we go to work as a women, we have a struggle. Even when we go to work, the men are looking at who's given you have a wife at home. I mean, why is it that these things even at even if a woman is growing in life or going out, she has a struggle everywhere. Why do why do we feel unsafe? We shouldn't feel unsafe. Only if we teach the boys, we teach the men, how we teach our daughters.
We need that change.
Yeah, we need that change.
I agree.
Every place, I mean, every workplace, every market that we go to, women who communicate in trains, I mean, what pleasure they get, I don't understand. This is one thing I don't understand.
If today Jhanvi was at fault, the story was reversed, what would you have done with Jhanvi?
I would have caught her. I would have told her. You first tell me the truth. And believe me, I would have people who know me. I would have caught. I would have said, come to me. Come with me to uncle, auntie. Tell them the truth. And she knew. Even my younger daughter knows that I'm not the ones to support.
So you would be a different parent today if that was the case.
Yes.
You would have supported her to go to jail.
I would not say that I would support her to go to jail or whatever. I would really want to know the truth. I would want her to own up, even if she had to go to the jail for some time. If she has done something wrong,
Yeah.
I would not. Yeah, I would have. I would have first thing. And my children was scared of me. To everybody, my children were really scared of me because I've been very disciplined. I'm very strict. So first of all, they would never do something like that. And knowing Jhanvi, knowing her upbringing, if something like this happened, or if Diya was in Jhanvi would have rung every doorbell and saved her, which she has done before also. There are times Diya has ran out of the house. She has, called her dad. She's just going somewhere, and first thing we told her, call her mother. And we have gone and got her back. That's what I said. There are some things I don't want to say. There are things we have done. I mean, sometimes I think, shit, yeah, we should have let her die. My daughter would have been safe today. But my morals don't let me. Yeah, there are a lot of things. Even the parents know. The parents are fast asleep. The girl has ran away from the house.
So she was a rebel.
Yeah, she was a rebel. Yeah, she was a rebel. Yeah, she was a rebel. There were times we were just talking. I mean, in our conversation, I was just telling you that I used to tell her, like at times I used to tell her, don't, like, mom, you don't understand the struggle she's going through. She used to understand. She used to understand her friends. She used to, always want to be for them. But unfortunately, her friends were not there for her when actually she needed. She could have been alive too. She could have been alive. That is one thing. I've always have it in my always have it here that they couldn't be for her when, I mean, she didn't harm them. There's nobody who will come up and say that she had some bad habits, or she was not a good child, or she was not a good friend, or there was none of them. Her childhood friends or school friends still come to me.
I was just going to ask you, did she have other friends that came?
Yeah, she had very good school friends. There are some of them. There is one girl, even though I tell her, she still checks on me. She calls, she still have a few school friends. They still call me and they say, Auntie, how are you? And on her birthday, they get a cake. I tell them, please don't do this.
When is her birthday?
Yeah, her birthday is on 8th August.
8th August. What is her sign?
She's a Leo.
Leo, right?
Yeah, she's
strong.
very
Character.
strong. Yeah. She is very, very strong. So, but they still, they still remember her. They still come to me. They still come to meet me. Her school friends have been wonderful. That again, I give credit to the parents. The parents have give them an good upbringing, and they come. The parents tell them go and meet auntie. The parents have been supportive. This is very, very uncalled for.
Yeah, of course.
I
For
mean,
any
I can't
parents.
believe, I still can't believe people whom we took as family. They never even came in front. All they could do is get their child to me and say, Ki Nidhi, we are with you. She will help you out with whatever it is.
Because accident happen. It can happen.
But you need to speak the truth. No, you don't have to run away
Yeah.
from it. Whatever happened, at least you tell me what happened.
But even staying in jail for 7 months, she probably had some realization. No, you have time to think. What are you gonna do there?
That's what I said. That's what I said in the beginning, that it's not only about sending your children to good schools and sending them abroad and saying that, oh, my child is studying. Is teach them. First, you have to teach them from here.
So what is she
The-
doing right now?
I have no idea. I have no idea. She was expelled from a lot of school and colleges because nowadays they take police verification, and if you put on Google,
Really?
yeah. So I really don't know where she's finished her studies or she's working somewhere. I have no clue.
And
I have no clue. Yeah,
how is uncle?
he is not okay. A father, he was very attached to my daughter. I mean, they were like, my mother's not okay. My husband is not okay. We just try. All of us just try to show each other. There are times I've not taken him to court because he's had his breakdowns, and you know how fathers are very attached to daughters. He was very attached to her, and they gelled very well. She was more like a reflection of him. She was a very good girl, and she was and he could connect to her. She was like a proper daddy's girl. They were very, very close to each other. My mother, like since I was a working mother, my everything was taken care of. Jhanvi, she used to take my mother. I remember when she passed away, I took my mother first time to the doctor for her checkups, and the doctor is like, I have not seen you. I said, yeah, I'm the daughter, saying I've always seen Jhanvi getting the granny, So
Your
she
younger
was
daughter
like,
is doing
yeah,
that now.
yeah, my younger
Aw.
daughter is doing that now. So, we all miss her presence, and, if she's left that mark because she was a wonderful girl, and she's done that for every one of us. It's been very tough. We're just trying to be brave in front of each other, but we all know that there are times we all are crying. I know when my husband is crying in the washroom. I know when we put our pillows aside and when he's crying and when I'm crying. He knows I'm crying. I know, but we all are like, I know when my daughter's crying. I know when my mother's, because she has left that mark on us like that. And that way, she had done it with a lot of her friends also. When they come and tell me the incidents, ki, auntie, when we were doing this, she was, so I only thing that astonished me, how come these friends could not stand for her? My only thing is why they could not.
In what sense would they have stand for her?
They could have, whatever was happening, I could see it was not a big party. There were 10 to 12 kids at the party. Okay. Even if 2 are missing or 3 are missing, why didn't you check where are they?
In that sense.
Yeah.
So
why
they were
did
all these friends were in the same area together.
Yeah,
same party.
same party. Why didn't they not check?
Hmm.
Like, see, if we are 10 of us, for a long time, I don't see you and another friend. I'm like, where is Sapna? Where is this one? Why did not check? Why were they
Was
so
the
aloof
music
here?
so loud that they couldn't hear
I
any
have no idea.
screams?
I have no idea.
Who was the adult in that? Only kids.
Kids, only kids. I even blame the parents of the kids. The host,
Yeah.
whose party. Why did he not check?
Yeah.
Why didn't when there was a lockdown, and police had restricted that after 12 terrace parties and all, and I was not aware they would be on the terrace. I was being told, she told me, mom, post 12 o'clock we'll be sitting in his house and we'll just be chatting. So we were aware that they are in the house. So when we know they are in somebody's house, we know our child is safe. So how come Yash Ahuja, the boy's father, did not check the children? Why didn't he go up and lock the terrace and say, all come down? We've had these same children coming home. Like, when children are sitting, watching a movie, we've like, it's 12 o'clock now, all of you all sleep, or whoever's going home, please go home.
But
Why
did
didn't the parents check
Yeah.
why the children are sitting up so late, why everybody is
Did
not
you
in the
ask
house?
anyone?
I did.
And
I did. No answer.
what about the kids who are still coming to you?
No.
Did you ask them, why did you not check when my daughter?
I did. They have no answer. They saying we don't know. The only statement every child gave was, I don't
I don't
remember.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not an answer. I don't know. I don't remember. Uh, What was the reason? They were tutored or they got together? I don't know, because I was the last one to come to
That
the
makes
police
no
station.
sense.
It makes no sense
That
at
makes
all.
no sense. I don't believe that because
Because I was the last one who came to the police.
everybody, even if you're drinking, you can still see. You can still, you can see two guys a couple is going up. There will be gossip. So for sure, somebody has noticed something. They're just not telling you.
Yeah, they're just not telling me. I'm sure even I have that, but they're not telling me. But they don't realize, this has costed the life of my child.
What about her phone?
Her phone was there. I mean, she had got a call. She had called a friend of hers about at 1:30. Yeah, about 1:30. Yeah, 1:30. She called a friend, and that time she was crying on the phone, and she was telling her that I don't know, something's happened between Dia and Shri, and I don't want to lose both of them. That was a conversation. I don't want to lose both of them. And so that friend of hers, Pari, she told her, "Ki, should I come or should I talk to Dia?" She said, "No, no, I'll manage this." Now, in what context she said that, I don't. So means even in that situation, just now you asked me if you reverse the situation. So even in that situation, she was trying to save both of them. She didn't want them to, because she said, I don't want to lose either of them. I mean, my only thing is, why did they not alarm anybody or knock anybody's door that this thing is happening? Why did the boy not do it? Why did the girl not do it? Means both of them are equal. It shows, no, I don't have to say anything. It shows the involvement of both of them. They don't realize, all these things, all these things. I mean, hiding things, doing all these things. It just it doesn't end there. The whole family suffers. Now we have suffered for our life, and we are still suffering. My husband, he can never celebrate his birthday. My daughter, 31st night comes, we can never celebrate 31st. Like my child who is 19, how when we were young, we had that thing of 31st night, or like, buying new clothes, going out. She can never do that. Even if we tell her, go out, she's saying, I don't want to.
I was just going to ask you, how is she coping?
No, it's just not being able to cope up.
How old is she today?
She's 19.
She's at the same age.
Yeah, she's at the same age. She's not been able to cope up. Yeah, she misses her sister a lot. And, for her, they are enjoying their life. They go for their 31st parties. I have come to know, even after such a incidents, you still go out for the 31st party. I mean, it's very,
It's ridiculous.
yeah. I mean, life has not stopped for them. They still go
Yeah.
out. Yeah, they still party type. I mean, my child can never celebrate 31st all her life. Every time she would want to, but she will not want to because such a big incident has happened. My husband can never celebrate his birthday. So I'm like, why did we suffer? And why are we facing, why we have become victims for life? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm lost of words, but I know where
No.
where I come from, but
Yeah.
So it doesn't, so when I was fighting for justice, and my 5 year struggle in the court was like, whatever wrong has happened to my daughter today should not happen. I wanted to put an example for other parents. There are, when I used to go to the court, people used to tell me, a lot of people have given up.
छोड़ दे.
बेटा छोड़ देते हैं, I said नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए. छोड़ देंगे तो फिर ये बढ़ते जाएगा. I wanted to put that message to other people. Whoever go through whatever crime, don't give up. Don't get disheartened by, नहीं हो रहा है, होगा. The fight have to be strong, I mean, don't give up. Don't give up. Is my thing is, don't give up. I've had my breakdowns. I've had my this, but one thing that never crossed my mind was to give up. I was always, I will not give up. I've had my days. Oh shit, kuch nahi ho raha hai. I mean, what is this? There are days which have been very good for me. There are days which have been bad, and things have not gone according to me, and I'm like, and I would just close my eyes and I would say, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight, and I'm going to fight. And I'm going to get that I never said I'm going to win. I never wanted to win. I'm not a winner. Anyways, I'm a loser because I want, if I first say I want to win, I want my daughter back. That is one thing I cannot. But I was like, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up at all. I want my, child, at least from there, if she's looking at me, that, oh, my mother did fight more. Maybe she could not fight with those two people, to save her life, or, I mean, whatever. I mean, so there was one thing I was like, I'm going to get her that justice, and that, I mean,
So it's been 5 years you're fighting
yeah,
for?
I have 5 years of
Does it cost money?
It does.
Expensive?
Yes, it does. But I've
Time-
had good
time and
lawyers
money.
Time and money. But I've had good lawyers who've supported me, who never pressured me for money. I had a state lawyer who's wonderful means he was from the state, but the way he has fought, this case only came up because of him. Advocate Pradeep Gharat, he's one of the best lawyers, best SVPs. I had my lawyer, in the initial stages, even in the High Court, I had Mr. Rizwan Merchant, who came up to me and he said, don't worry, I'm there with you. I have this wonderful boy, Advocate Trivan Kumar Karnani. He came to me like an angel, somebody just told him that I went through this. He messaged me. I have not read the message. I read his message after 10 days. By the time he's already come in the police station on his own, and the case only took up because of this boy. I cannot thank him enough. He's been such a wonderful person. I bless him, to be a big lawyer. He's already a good lawyer.
Who else supported you in this journey?
A lot of my friends, they did support me. They were with me, when I needed them the most. Two of my office colleagues, my bosses, I want to thank my bosses because, it's not easy to work and take leaves. I've taken leaves. Yeah. I've gone today and tomorrow again. I've been called to the court. I'm working in a company, so my
What do you do?
bosses. I work in a jewelry showroom.
Okay.
So my bosses, the whole family, entire family, have supported me so much. They're like, Nidhi, you just go, don't worry. Every time I needed leaves, the entire family, they were like, don't worry. They never questioned me. They never, and that is a big support. They have really.
That's rare.
That's yeah. There are times when I needed leaves at one go, and even when I got this judgment, my boss, he called me and he said, how many years did you fight? I said 5 years, and he congratulated me. The family, gave me that blessing and that support. I cannot thank them enough. They've been really, so I am tension free, that I don't have that fear of losing my job or the fear of not being fair to the company because I'm taking so many leaves. I'm a very disciplined person. I don't take leaves. But there were times I was feeling guilty. Shit, 4 days I have to go in a row. Like, but they said, just don't worry. That support was a big support from them, the entire family, I would say, my boss, his daughter, wife, all of them, son. I mean, they all gave me good support. So I could, and I always thank the people who supported me in this journey. And I also thank the people who did not support me. Made me stronger. I
Made you
cannot,
strong.
yeah, I
Lesson learned.
cannot forget
Yeah.
the people who did not support me at this time. There were people who told me, "What are you doing? Give it up. Nothing's going to happen." There are people who discourage me. I will not forget them too. People who troubled me in this
It's good to
journey.
know now,
Yeah,
so they don't come with you in the future.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I thank those people also. I have no grudges, but I thank those people who, knowing the struggle I'm coming from, still troubled me, like not knowing, I mean,
So you work right now.
yes, I work
What do
right.
you do for your mental health? You cannot constantly be thinking about Jhanvi. So
I
what are you
do,
doing?
I do. I've started, now I've started going for my walks and all that. I love the beach.
Okay.
So even if I come back from work, I'm dead tired. There are times I'm like, I'm not going today. But I just keep my bag, freshen up, and I leave.
Very nice.
And then when I go to the beach, the water that calms me down. I love the sound of water, the beach. I walk, I just put my music. Music is, for me, music is therapeutic. Even I stopped moving out. I stopped moving out at all. Then there are few friends of mine. They were pillars of strength. They were like few friends who never left me. They got me out. I used to go out and they knew I love music. So they used to take me places where music, I should just stand there dumb. I didn't know what to do because I could not connect. But slowly, slowly they started. They never gave up on me. They're like, we'll still take you out. I have a very good friend. I never celebrated my birthdays, but she was the one who got me out. She used to celebrate my birthday, call my friends. She's also been a great. I mean, she checks on me. She doesn't stay here, but I have such few friends who really got me out of the situation and um, were with me. And now I find my solace in my walks because every time I sit to meditate, I cannot.
I was going to tell you that meditation, but try guided meditations.
Yeah, I tried, but
Doesn't work.
it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I started with my walks down so that at least that time is my time. My
Yeah.
music is there. And
Yeah. What about the rest of your family? What do they do to get out of this?
my daughter, she's very busy with her
School.
studies and college and everything. She is doing her intern with the company.
Okay.
So she tries to keep herself very busy, though she doesn't have many friends. So she tries to keep herself very busy. My mom, she keeps on watching a lot of spiritual videos but none of us can come out of it. But we're just trying to. My husband keeps himself busy. He goes to the gym. He goes for a swim and all that. He's into Buddhism. So he got into Buddhism after this. I mean, he was, but he got more. So he chants and he chants a lot for him to get that because he's had his breakdowns. It's not been easy for him. So he's into spirituality. So
Have you
yeah.
thought about doing therapy for the family? Anything?
No.
No.
We did. We went to counselor. We tried, but
Yeah.
I somehow feel it doesn't help. It doesn't help. I wanted to enroll myself in some, like how you have a Jindal or these camps where I can just get out for 15 days. But then I'm like, I'm going to come back here.
Yeah.
So I just try to work within myself to,
Yeah. There is Vipassana.
yeah,
But
that's Vipassana. I
it
wanted
can
to
be
go, yeah,
bad, huh? So you have to be careful.
yeah,
Because it's 10 days
10 days, yeah.
and you have to be with yourself, huh?
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
with me, I have a lot of self-control and a lot of willpower.
I see that.
Yeah, I have a lot of willpower. That's one thing in me. So
Yeah.
somehow when I feel I just move out. For me, I just move out of the house. then even if I'm just walking around my vicinity or my area, or I just go to the beach, I will sit alone. I will try to do things I like, I'll just buy an ice cream and I'll just sit and have an ice cream on my own. Like, and that gives me that peace. I feel I would do things which I would do with my daughter. Like, if she would like,
Yeah.
I would just go and have a favorite dessert, or I'll just have a dosa quietly all alone, feeling that, she is with
She's
me,
with you.
feeling that presence that she is with me.
Yeah.
I would just, for me, if I am low, I just go out. I just move out. I can't, I just move out.
Yeah. Do you believe in karma?
Yes, I do. I do strongly believe in karma. I strongly believe in karma.
So do you think whoever did whatever they
Of
did?
course, they will. They will. Whatever. I feel the biggest judge is there, and you cannot go out of his court.
Yeah.
So if you feel that you are free, you're not. He still has to, and he is with me. I know he's with me. I have a lot of faith in my Almighty, and a lot of people, unknown people I've known, they prayed for me. They prayed. All the prayers have been answered and will be answered even in future, to give me that strength. And
Yeah.
but I'm a strong believer of karma. The girl will not be spared. Karma is going to knock on her doors very soon.
One way or the other. One way or the other, right?
One way or the other, and you do.
Yeah.
And she will. The family will. She will. I can only say that karma's not going to leave her. It's going to knock on her doors. However she runs away, whatever, there is a inner conscious. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. She will definitely face what
Yeah.
they say, as you sow, you shall reap. So, one of the days,
And are you spiritual?
not really.
No?
Not really. I do my regular pujas, I do my rituals. That gives me peace. I have my 10-minute ritual in the morning. I have my 10 ritual. For me, lighting the diya gives me a lot of inner peace. I'm not asking God for anything, but every morning when I light up the diya, or every evening when I come back from I light up the diya, somehow it gives me some inner peace, or lighting the diya near the Tulsi ji. I connect a lot with Tulsi ji. I don't know, somehow it's just happened. So when I light my diya, I don't like missing lighting my diya at these places. So when I light my diya there, I somehow feel very, very pure.
Did you not think about talking to this guy, and maybe get some answers from, go to the jail at this point and talk to him?
No, I did. After the judgment, I did, but I was in so much of emotions, and, after 5 years, I was like totally, I did think of going to them, but then I restricted myself, and I didn't want to. But yes, I did wanted to speak to the boy and ask him that why did you do this? But
Yeah, I think.
yeah, my lawyers were not in that opinion of me
Yeah.
going, and I was also too emotionally down to. Maybe I get a chance one day
I think.
to
I
speak
think
to
you
him.
should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one day maybe I get a chance to speak to him and
Get your closure.
get my closure. Yeah,
So when
because closure is very important for me.
100%, I agree. Without closure, it's difficult to move on.
Yeah, I need that closure. What
Yeah.
happened to my
So
daughter?
not to move on from what happened to her per se, but the behind the scenes,
Yes, exactly.
right? Because it's dark. You need to know. But when this boy was in court, did the judge ask him, "Are you guilty or not?"
Yes.
And
No,
no.
he didn't say anything. Yeah.
So he really didn't say anything. So whatever verdict he got, he's just like, okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
he didn't say it like.
And his parents didn't fought for him?
Yeah, they did. The trials were on. They did fight for him, but see, you cannot fight the truth. There were a lot of evidences against him, and a lot of our lawyers were very strong. They got a lot of evidences against him. So
Fingerprints, blood.
yeah, blood
CCTV.
stains, CCTV, lot of circumstantial evidences. forensic reports.
What would you ask actually the system and not I would say the court system? What would you ask them today?
I mean, I only would want to ask them, and I want to tell them. I mean, not even ask them. I want to tell them, when a crime happens to anybody, please don't, make the victims go through the ordeal of, proving the truth and telling them what happened. You have proofs in front of yourself. You know, don't make the procedure so long that so many years for us. Every time that I mean, person like me, every time that I go to the court, I'm reliving the moment. So it is not fair for me or any person who goes through such things. For me, it's reliving the moment every time I go there. I come back. I'm mentally sometimes not good. Sometimes I don't want to disconnect. Sometimes there are times when I have traveled and it's been so. Though I'm very strong, I'm very I'm very strong. But there are times even strong people. There are times when I've
You
traveled
break.
by train. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
of
traveled
course.
by train. There are times I just want to jump off. I've had a bad day and I just want to, those thoughts keep on coming. But that I have a very strong willpower. By God's grace, I have to be there for my family. So it's not that those thoughts have not crossed my mind. There are times I just want to let me just jump off from here and end my life and I'm done with this. But luckily I'm very, very
What keeps you
willpower.
going?
I don't know. There's some force within me which keeps me going. I don't know what it is, but there's something. I listen to a lot of mantras, a lot of japs in the morning when I go to the court, a lot of Hanuman Chalisa, and a lot of Durga mantras.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some force, or maybe there are a lot of forces with me which keep me going.
Yeah. And how is your relationship with your daughter? Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Does she talk to you about this incident? Does she say something or
No.
she's reserved?
No, I normally avoid. We both avoid, actually. We both avoid, yeah. We both avoid. We do remember her. We talk about her, but I've taken her to the court. There were people telling me, don't get her to the court. She's small. I wanted to show her the reality. When the judgment was given, I took her to the court. I wanted to see how the system works. The more you put your children away from reality, they don't know. I'm not a mother like that. I used to get her to the court. I said, see how your mother is fighting, how the system is. And even when the judgment was, she was sitting right next to me, holding my hand like this. And I wanted her to see how, when you do such a crime, how you're put in the witness box like that. I wanted her to see that. So even if she's a growing up child, so she doesn't, even in something like that, even something happens between the friends, she's aware that she has to. I wanted her to see that when you do something like that, how you have to sit in the court like that, how the boy is in the witness box, and it's not easy. How he comes from the jail with handcuffs, and
He had handcuffs.
so I wanted to see it, and it's very necessary to show our children the reality.
Yeah. Are you doing anything different with her? Raising her or even, I mean, you've gone through it, right, at this point. So are you comfortable letting her go out at certain hours or
No, I'm
have you
not.
changed?
I'm not.
You've
I'm not.
changed
Yeah, I've
probably that
changed
part,
a
right?
lot. She tells me
Mm.
at times, let me go, I'll come back.
Mm.
I put a tracker on her phone.
Mm.
Where is she?
Mm.
Things have not been easy for her also as a
Yeah.
teenager.
Of course.
Yeah, we are very worried. We video call. Trust issues are there. We have trust
Of course.
issues. Yeah, no, it's not that we don't trust our child. We trust our child, but other
It
people,
happened
yeah, it
literally
happened literally here,
next
yeah, in
door.
the
Like,
house,
yeah.
yeah. So, just so we have a lot of trust issues. So
Yeah.
we keep on calling her a lot of times. We video call. We want to see where she is. We put the tracker, and her father goes to pick her up. And even if she says that my friend's parents are dropping me, we see to that we only pick her up and we only drop her.
You don't even trust parents anymore.
We don't, yeah, we don't. I mean, no, I mean, It would be unfair to talk about other parents also. I mean, those have been very nice, but my experience, I don't trust anybody now. I don't know. I don't trust. I've got major trust issues with people, and with her, we are extra careful, extra careful. Like I mean, I feel unfair at times that such a young child doesn't have too many friends, and even if she goes out, she has parents on her. Teenagers don't like it.
Yeah.
But touchwood, she's been a very understanding girl. She understands. Even when he stop her, she says, "Okay, I understand your fears." She doesn't rebel. She doesn't say, "Okay, no, I have to go." Like how children
Yeah.
do that. She doesn't.
But she also gone through it, no?
Yeah.
Together. So she knows.
Yeah, she was such a pampered child, such a mastikhor. Overnight she grew up. I feel very sad that overnight she grew up. Everything she became a person she never was. That is one thing she was like the mastikhor of the house, and suddenly she grew up. Everything just, I feel unfair on those things, and that's what I say. They don't realize, but they have changed my entire family. They've changed me. They've changed my daughter. They've changed my mother. They've changed my husband. So somewhere they have killed all of us. Not only my daughter, but they have killed a lot of us too. So when I come to know that she's enjoying her life and parting, her parents are parting, I feel I don't like it. I mean, I'm being very honest. I don't like it. I'm like, this is not fair. That you killed our family. You put a house used to be so much of noise. Our house has become empty. It's become silent. So I mean, that's where I sometimes feel that um, karma should not leave them. What they've done, I mean, she should not be spared. What she did with a friend, how she betrayed Jhanvi, and
Does Jhanvi still have a room?
yeah,
Everything is there?
yeah. I've kept everything. I've never given it away to anyone. Her toys, or her birthday dresses, her everything, her school ID, everything is packed in a box. It's been kept. We will not want to part with that any time. And I mean, she was also very passionate about things. She had her first railway pass, her first school hall ticket. She used to preserve it. So we also kept. We have all our memories. We've kept it in a box. We've sealed it, and we don't want to part with it anytime. Yeah.
What did she wanted to become when she grows up?
She was doing psychology.
Yeah, that you mentioned.
Yeah,
But
she
did
wanted
she
to
have
become a counselor. Yeah,
a
she wanted.
counselor?
Yeah, she wanted to, because I told you she used to
Mm.
understand a lot of
Empathetic
people.
girl.
Yeah,
Mm.
she wanted to go abroad, and because
She had
counseling.
plans?
Yeah, she
Where?
had plans. She wanted to go to Australia, and
Australia.
yeah, because counseling has a good scope there than in India. Yeah,
Okay.
so she was learning psychology. So, and ironically, just a few days before, she had got a project and she was working on it. And when I was going through her books, I've kept her books and all that. She was given an assignment to counsel juvenile kids in jail. And days later, this thing happened. Can you imagine? Can you imagine when I opened the book and my hands were shivering, and she was writing a project, it was incomplete, where she's given a task that she has to counsel juvenile kids in jail.
So she was supposed to go to jail, basically,
Yeah,
to
it
do
was a
that.
project, yeah. So
Sorry.
she was supposed to.
Wow.
Can you imagine? And she was
Yeah.
doing her research on that, and then this happened. So I mean,
No.
it was. I mean, I don't know what. But we've kept her books. Everything is
Yeah.
the way it is. Yeah.
So let me ask you, if today, a mother, a family is going through something like this. First, before even if they're going through something like this, if you had to look back, 12 बजे थे,
She told you, I want to leave. What would you have done differently at that time? You think that could have saved her life today?
I wouldn't let her go.
You wouldn't have let her go, period.
I didn't want her to go that time also. But I don't know. If I could get times back, I wouldn't let her go. I wouldn't let her go.
Anyway, she was there already earlier, right?
Yeah, she was there earlier. She came back. I wouldn't let her go. But then when I think of it, I would have stopped her that night. But it was not about the night. It was about the friends.
Yeah.
If it didn't happen today, I don't know if it would happen in future or no.
Yeah.
It was not about the night. It was about the friends. She was
These
not
friends?
safe with these friends. Yeah,
Do they have mental issues, do you think?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Because no one in a normal mind would do this, right?
I have no idea on that.
So what would you tell families, mothers that are going through this? You're strong. You're fighting your case. You're still going.
Yeah, I'm strong, but being strong is the only choice I have. I have no other choice than not being strong. But I would tell all the mothers I read a lot of cases. A lot of mothers have lost their children, like, when they're crossing the road and the accident has happened. 17, 18 years old. I was reading it recently. I mean, fight the system. I know it's not easy, but don't give up. Don't give up at all. Fight the system. Whoever has done wrong, get them whatever. I know it's not easy here, but whatever it is, just fight the system out and get these boys punished. Only if we start from here, if we set an example of getting them punished, कहीं से तो crime थोड़ा कम हो जाएगा. वो fear लाना बहुत ज़रूरी है that if you do something, even if you're driving a car, I mean, unlicensed or underage, and then you kill someone, you cannot go scot-free just because your father is rich. Sorry. We have to stop this. There are mothers, I was reading about mothers who alone and, they're bringing up the children and they lose the child because of somebody's negligence. Sorry. That person doesn't have the right to go scot-free at all. Not at all. It's not fair for a mother. The mother has to give that tribute to her child. She has to stand up for the child. She has to stand up for herself. I mean, I would say don't give up. Don't leave those people who have, because of their negligence, we have lost our child. The child we have brought up, the child we have kept in a womb for 9 months. They don't deserve that to go scot-free.
No.
When they did not think before driving the car, not think before speeding it, or before doing any thing like how they did it to my daughter, then we don't want to think to have mercy on you. Please, you need to bear the consequences, I mean,
Anything else you would like to tell anyone?
I just pray nobody goes through the things I have gone through. I mean, kids, parents, please educate your kids. Please, when you give them the wheel, when they are 18, 19, see to it that they are not drinking. See to it they're not on the phones. It's only not about drinking. Sometimes they're on the phone and they just miss somebody crossing. Be careful, I mean, as youngsters also, don't, just take life for granted. Tables can turn anytime. Don't, be responsible for the people walking on the road. And when you go out, don't drink so much. Don't, be aggressive. Take care of your friends. Don't look at girls. Don't, look at girls in a wrong manner. Don't, respect when you go out. Respect the women so that, we have less criminal cases. We have less rape cases. We have less murder cases. I mean, I feel the parents should teach their boys also that when you go out, just
Respect women.
yeah, I mean, respect. I mean, I would not even say women, but every individual, every citizen, be it an old person or a senior citizen, or then only when we start from our house, then only the crime is going to Because it's not only the person who has died, you have put the whole family on stake, which is, I mean,
Yeah. Let me ask you one last question. And this is more of a message for Dia. What would you tell Dia today if she's listening to this podcast?
speak the truth, have some decency to stand up for your friend. You know inside what she was for you. I mean, she stood by you always. Karma's not going to leave you. If you have done wrong, karma's not going to leave you. Give that respect, I mean, to your friend. I know, I mean, if you had to give her respect, you would have, but karma's not going to leave you. Whatever they have done, they've done very wrong. Her parents have done wrong. She's done wrong. I believe in karma.
Thank you so much, Nidhi.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much.
This conversation was not easy to sit with me. And I think that's because some stories don't leave you when they end. They stay. What stayed with me the most was not just the loss, but the absence of closure. We often talk about pain, about healing, about moving forward, but we don't talk enough about what it means when a chapter never truly closes, when answers are incomplete, when justice is still pending, and when a family is left waiting. And I think that's something many of us underestimate. What this story also reminds us is something uncomfortable but real. That sometimes the deepest betrayal don't come from strangers. They come from people we once trusted, people we never thought we would question. And yet, even after all this, what you see here is a mother who's still standing, still showing up, still fighting, still holding on to hope, not just for herself, but for her family. And maybe the only thing we can do as listener is not to look away from stories like this, to hold space, to stay aware, and to hope, truly hope, that she receives the closure she deserves. And if this story resonated with you, please do let me know. And I'll see you next Wednesday with another episode of Unfiltered.